Today it's all about
Armory decks!
Here we go. These are the Flesh and Blood Armory decks. This is all of them to date. I was gonna open these, you know, as they were released, and I was gonna make a video on each one as it was released, and then I didn't. So that's where we're at. But we soon have Jarl coming out, and you know, I've been meaning to do these videos. They were gonna be, you know, a much different video originally than what they're gonna be today. But I've got the kids along because I figured it would be a lot more fun to do a box opening portion with them, make that part exciting for those that may have already seen these products, and then we'll just kind of talk about it as the kids open it and kind of give you my 2 cents. And what I feel qualifies me to tell you guys about this product is I'm a very casual player. I am not very good at the game. I am decent at Visceri, but when it comes to like actually doing math and knowing when to block and all that stuff, I am terrible. So I have played all of these decks, and I feel that makes me qualified to maybe give you guys some insight on these as a new player. So as you guys saw, the first decks used to be wrapped. They are not any longer. I'm trying to see, I would like to keep these, so I'm wondering if this is the best way to open it. All right, so I guess we'll just try and get this pull. Okay, so the pull tab doesn't work very well. I'm really trying to keep this product together here, because I'd really like to keep this on display. But all right, anyway, so Luke, you had the one-armed man, so you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna get to show everyone the Kayo deck. All right, so here we go. There it is. Wow. All right, so go ahead and slide in here, buddy. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna show one card off at a time. I will go ahead and get this little wrapper off of here, maybe. It looks like it's right there, but where is it? where does it start? All right, so we'll be fast forwarding past this, I think. All right, so why is this so difficult to open? Oh my gosh! If you guys ever watched my original videos where I opened the Blitz decks, you'll know that I struggled with every single one of those as well, so this is not a surprise to me. But yeah, the pull tab's working really, really great here, it looks like. So what we're gonna do, I guess, is, are there multiple, I don't know why that's like that, so let's just go ahead. Why is this like this? Why? Okay, so these are all cards we'll just flip over. Okay, so there you go, Luke. Let's show them the Kayo Armory deck. Make sure that it's on camera, so you're just gonna put each card right there. All right, so Kayo. Kayo was the first deck out. Come on, bud. We're putting the cards out. Put them down, one at a time. Kayo was the first deck. Come on, faster, faster, faster. Right on top of each other. Right on top of each other. Kayo was the first deck that was released as an Armory deck. It was crushing the meta at the time. This deck I actually put quite a bit of play into. I tend to find that Savage Beatdown is like really cool, but like, again, from a new player standpoint, I often found myself forgetting that you have to have a card to discard as a part of that effect. So yeah, this deck was fun, but I found myself having very, very low win rate. I believe this was all prior to Mistveil. And I just found myself not having a very good win rate. I swapped out some good 6-power attacks, like, you know, brought in Command and Conquer, and I don't even remember what else I did. It was so long ago. But I had all the stats, and I went from like a 10% win rate on the base deck to like a 40% win rate, just changing out some cards, trying to keep the deck very much in the same kind of play pattern. But yeah, I don't know, that's kind of dark. Maybe, I don't even know if you guys are seeing any of these cards. I'm sure you guys have seen all of these cards before. But yeah, so I don't know. The thing that kind of like confused me when I first got these, you know, was like, well, what is the definition of Armory, right? Because, you know, these decks obviously aren't very powerful, but what is the actual point of these decks? You know, and I think that the word Armory can be a little misleading, right? Because some people go to Armories to practice, you know, for a big event, and they just want to crush as many people as possible. Some people go and, you know, they have like a jank deck that they've been working on that they really want to try. But I think with Flesh and Blood, because there's so much math involved and like, you know, if you have a better deck, you're probably going to win most of the time. There's not as much, Goblin Reserve spoiler card, by the way, first spoiler we ever had. There's just not as much ability, I don't think, for a bad deck to beat a good deck if the players are equal. So I think the important thing is to know that you're probably not going to win an event with these. But I think the real purpose of these is they introduce you to the game, they introduce you to the classic constructed format, and they're really fun to play. You know, I did find a lot of these games I could make it close at the end, but oftentimes just because the game is close doesn't mean you had a chance. But yeah, I found it really fun. Oh, okay, so those comes in rainbow foil, very nice. Rainbow foil, that was a huge card that came out. Another rainbow foil, and then one more rainbow foil. Oh, interesting. So if you wanted a full play set of rainbow foils, you gotta buy 3 of these. I did not know that. Go ahead, Luke, slide on out. But yeah, so there's the Kayo deck.
My arm
Was tired?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you to open a bunch of cards, doesn't it? Yeah, so there's the Kayo deck. The Kayo deck, when I played it again recently, again, I found that like playing Savage Beatdown was kind of like a trap for me. Like I would forget about the fact that you have to discard a card along with you know, the other stipulations on the card. And so yeah, I don't know how good that is out of the box, you know, but from a new player's perspective, it is not the deck that I found to be the most successful for me. The next deck we have is Azalea. And Leah, if you want, you can go ahead and take a look at Azalea. She's a pretty girl, huh? So Azalea was a deck, this isn't the order, it should have been Boltyn next. Oh well. Azalea is a deck that, when I played it, it also, like, very confusing, in my opinion, for a new player, right? I feel like that's the one common thing about these decks, is that all 4 of these decks, they have, and I feel like it's Flesh and Blood in general, they all have a simplicity to them. You know, if someone tries the game for the first time and they're just trying starter products, they're gonna be like, oh, this game's easy. Yes, the game fundamentally is easy. However, the game beyond that is so much more difficult and rewarding. You realize, you know, how difficult the game is and how many more like thought patterns there are than you may think. And so it's like a beautiful thing where you can kind of have like a somewhat of an idea of how to play the hero, but then you realize, oh wow, like, you know, taking turns off and that kind of stuff is like so huge. 1 red in the ledger? Does it really only come with 1? That's right, it only comes with 1 red in the ledger? That's kind of meh. But this is the deck, after playing, you know, Kayo. I found this was like, I could definitely see new players finding this to be clunky, whereas kind of like every card in the Kayo deck just kind of works, right? It's by design, like every card that you discard is gonna be a 6 power, so his hero power is always on. And what I found with Azalea is that she, you know, very much like Viserai, if you don't get, ooh, Lace with Bloodroot. So this was the misspelling from this packaging, the old Lace with Bloodroot. I found that you can get a lot more clunky hands with this because you're running that, you know, equal amount of attack and non-attack. Can you please go over my pinky? Attack and non-attack. So it was a lot easier to have brick hands with this, so it kind of introduces like a whole new layer of, you know, complexity. You know, and again, at its core, it's easy, but like you realize with proper setup turns, your damage spikes are so much bigger, and it's just a really, really fun deck to play. Please make sure you're paying attention. Get it over my pinky, please. Yeah, you know, so Azalea I think is the only one that I didn't lose a game with. I didn't play very many, but I think Azalea is the only one that I didn't lose a game with. So that's super cool. It could have just been the opponents, but yeah, so I don't know I don't know if this is, I think ours is like, I don't know if this is the special one. I don't really know how to tell the difference. If you guys know, let me know. But yeah, so there is Azalea. Again, I found it to be a bit more clunky. I wasn't as good. Yes, sir? No, because I'm gonna try and knock these last two out a little quicker. But yeah, stop it. Oh, that one opened way easier. Yeah, so then we come to Boltyn. Boltyn, for me, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb. But again, I feel like in a lot of ways, I am a new player. And so, you know, maybe new players would struggle with the same thing I did. And I feel like Boltyn is a deck where you can't just turn cards sideways. Boltyn is a deck that you very much need to set up, you know, your big turns, really utilize your equipment properly. And so I don't know if that's just me, but I definitely found Boltyn to be a little more tricky than the other heroes. But here we go. We'll just go through this. Again, we'll just kind of talk about it. The one thing that I do like about this deck compared to the Azalea deck and the Kayo deck is that, you know, maybe it's just because this hero has been underpowered for a while, but it feels like this is a full powered version of the deck. And again, I'm not an expert. I don't really know these things, but I feel like they really were able to, you know, keep the power of this deck kind of high and like not water it down. And this is the first one that they gave you, you know, sync belows. So I don't know, like, is this deck a little more tuned than the other two? I don't know. I know that you don't get 3 red in the ledger, which is like the biggest card in Azalea. Whereas this one, they gave you, you know, the 3 Lumina and the 3, the +1, what's that called? It's via the Vanguard. You know, they gave you all of those power cards. So again, I don't know if it's just because the hero's underpowered, or maybe I'm just an idiot and this deck isn't very powerful, but this deck to me felt like it was a bit more oh my, that is a beautiful rainbow foil. This deck to me just felt like it was a bit more powerful, but it requires so much setup to really like take advantage. Yeah. Then we have my absolute favorite. I may be an aggro player. I've been playing a lot of aggro Vis, and while I didn't win, I think this was the second winningest deck next to Azalea for me. I didn't win a lot, and I you know, I played all these on Talishar, and I was not exactly paying attention, and ended up fatiguing myself one match because I was not doing a good job of paying attention to my life total. But this deck, by far, if you're looking to have fun, I don't know, it could just be my playstyle, but I feel like this deck was probably the most fun I had playing any of these starter decks. So let me know if you guys have played these decks, if you found that to be, you know, a similar finding for you. But yeah, I really just found this deck to be an absolute blast to play. Oh, that's cool. They give you little steam counters. I did not realize that. Oh, steam counters and -1s. That's super cool. I didn't realize they had that. That's super cool. So we got some boom grenades. We've got this stuff, that stuff, all of this stuff. Yeah, so we got a bunch of really, this card is, you know, a lot of fun. Do they only give you 2 or is 1 rainbow foil? But yeah, this deck was just a ton of fun. So again, at the end of the day, you can't look at these as like you're gonna win anything. What you've got to look at these as is, this is a great way to get into the game. These are probably really great to play against each other, and it's just a great way to get new players into the game. It's a lot of fun. They're not super high powered, but I don't think they're supposed to be. I wish the cost was a little less, if I was being honest, especially with the new Jarl deck coming out. It's going to be even more expensive. But yeah, I just find this product to be just a whole lot of fun. And I hope you guys got something out of this. hopefully it was fun for you guys to watch the kids open this and listen to someone who maybe has an idea of what he's talking about, maybe he doesn't. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the dogs barking in the background. And yeah, is this the special one? I don't know. But which one is your favorite hero? Pick one, Luke.
This one.
Oh, okay, so Luke is Kayo. And Leah, what is your favorite one? Leah is Azalea. And my favorite one, just from playing, was Dash. So if you got something out of this, you know, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things. Till next time, guys. Peace.
Peace. I got the stone door.
No one can see you, you're not on camera.